Welcome back to Cask and Point. Today is day 10 of our New Era Bourbon Club Advent Calendar, where from December 1st through December 25th, we'll be trying 25 fun, funky, mysterious samples. We're going to give tasting notes, we're going to give a rating, we're going to try to guess what we're having, and then at the end of the video, we'll find out exactly what we had. Now, if you haven't caught the last few videos, we've been doing very poorly. In day 9, I thought we were drinking a 110 proof rye. It turns out we were drinking 130 proof bourbon. So, we're doing really bad. But I'm having a lot of fun. I don't do many blinds on the channel, and it really is fun to try all these unique flavor profiles, not the normal tater stuff that I'm typically drinking, and just trying to figure out what we're having. I've been having a good time. I hope you guys have had too. Let's hop into day 10. On the nose here, there's a lot of malt on this. Wow. Like a really hot malt. There's some chocolatey notes coming through from that malt. There is some sweetness here, definitely like a lot of maple, and then a good amount of fig, actually. A lot of fig. There aren't really any other fruity flavors. Now, I've guessed a lot of Irish and Scotch whiskeys, and I keep thinking that we're drinking that because whenever I think of a flavor profile I don't know, I'm just assuming, oh, it's like something I've never really had, which would be Irish and Scotch whiskey. Just based off the heat I'm getting off this, I don't think this is 80 or 90 proof, so I don't think we're in that category. We're probably just drinking like a malted whiskey of some sort, an American malted whiskey, or like a really funky rye or something. But this is funky. There's a lot of heat on this. I'm thinking we're probably above 100 proof just on the nose. Let's try it. Wow. Okay. And that has to be some sort of malt. I'm getting a lot of malty flavors on this. It's a nice chocolatiness, which honestly, on the malts that I tend to enjoy, they have that chocolate. There's a really nice like milk chocolate on this that is very atypical of a bourbon, but is much more typical of malt. And I'm not sure why malt flavors tend to come out and get a lot of chocolate on them, but I like it. There are a little bit of baking spices on this, definitely that strong fig note. The sweetness of the maple, it's there, it's not nearly as strong on the palate. It doesn't drink super high proof. I think we're probably dealing around 100. I don't think we're looking at like 130, 140. But if it's a malt whiskey, I mean, it could be funky. Like, we could be drinking some crazy, like, 150 proof, and it's just, it doesn't taste like 150 proof, because I know what a bourbon tastes like at 150 proof. I don't even know what a malt whiskey tastes like at 150 proof. So, we could be doing something funky here. Let's get a second sip. Wow. It's nice. It's very pleasant. I think this is either some sort of malt whiskey or some sort of finished whiskey. I'm trying to think what kind of finish it could be. It could be a cognac finish. It could be like we had a Woodford finished already, the XO blend, and it was really nice, and it was 90.4 proof. I wouldn't be blown away if this was some sort of, maybe it's like the triple Sonoma finish, like a bunch of funky finishes here, but it's lower proof, like 90 or 100 proof, because there is a good amount of heat on this, which is why I think that it could be 110, 120. I think it's more likely that it's actually lower, but it's some sort of finished whiskey. When you're adding an extra element to it that's giving a lot of flavor. Could be some sort of wine finish as it's opening up here a little bit more. Like that fig is kind of developing into like also a bit of grape, which could be a wine finish. It could be a brandy finish, cognac finish, obviously type of brandy. Let's take one more sip. I don't know what this is. I'm not gonna have a good guess. This is so unique compared to anything I've really tried. I'll give it my best shot, but let's take one more sip first. It's a malt whiskey or some sort of finished bourbon. It's funky. I don't mind it. I kind of like the flavors. I'm going to rate it a 7.5. And that's just because it's really unique, and I really do like it. Most of the ratings have been in the 7s for this so far, which means that I really think that most of these are going to be worth somewhere between $50 and $90, $100. This one, I'd say, at that 7.5 is going to be worth, like if this was $60, I'd definitely pick it up. Like, it's worth that. If it's 80, $90, I think it's probably fair. If it's a lot more than that, I'm just not going to bother. But I think this is either a finished bourbon that has some sort of funky finish on it, like maybe I'm going to guess the Woodford Triple Sonoma, just because that's the only thing that I could think of that has a really funky finish. What are they, those Woodford Masters collections? But let's see what we're having. I don't know. Let's see, day 10. This is Uncle Nearest. Okay. I've tried some Uncle Nearest I've tried before. I tried one of the single barrels. This is aged 11 years, and it looks like it's also a single barrel here. So bottled exclusively for Minnesota. If you couldn't tell, the New Era Bourbon Club, the admin that sent me this and organized this, is from Minnesota. So we're getting a lot of Minnesota picks here. This is fun. Yeah, it is 119.5 proof. Yeah, I mean, it tasted hot. I just thought that heat was coming somehow from some sort of finish. 119.5, like, I believe it. I don't think that is that crazy. Single barrel, yeah, it's Uncle Nearest 1820. It is 11 years old, though, so it is quite old. And I bet this is probably costing more than I would be willing to pay, but pretty cool. On the notes here, just says Uncle Nearest 1820, bottled exclusive Minnesota, bottle 41 of 138, age 11 years, 119.5 proof, bottled May 2022. So just information there. There isn't really a story behind it. Seems like it's just a really fun single barrel pick. It's pretty good. I know Uncle Nearest came out with a 777 anniversary, like a 7-year blend recently. It's like $150. If it's this caliber, I wouldn't buy it, but it's interesting. It's cool. I could definitely see why this could have a place on the shelf for the money. I'll look into the MSRP and I'll put it on your screen, and then I'll mention it's worth it or it's not worth it. Probably close, because I think the single barrels are around 60, 70 bucks. Maybe this one's a little bit more expensive because it's 11 years old. I'll find out for you, but that was fun. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Catch you all in day 11.